All right, trying to get everything started. So, hi everyone, we're live. This whole thing, I didn't even know this was happening, but Oprah Winfrey is live with Kamala Harris and all of these celebrities. This is desperation right now. So we're just going to tune in and listen to the cringe fest, okay?
Sure.
They are so desperate. This is pure desperation right here.
About what it means to be an American citizen and pursue the American dream. And if that is important to you, I hope whether you are a Democrat or a Republican or somewhere in the middle, you will choose to vote your values, because values.
Yes, they have the chat turned off. They have chat turned off.
No other country on this earth could her story unfold the way it has. From a child of immigrants to Big Sister to McDonald's worker, there is hope for y'all. District attorney, a wife, and Kamala to senator to vice president. Please welcome Kamala Harris.
This is the most desperate thing I have ever seen. This is insane, dude. I can't believe how bad this is. Let's see if I can get this fixed. Oh my gosh, this is so pathetic. Meryl Streep is there? What? They had to call Oprah.
Oh, Madam Vice President. Hello. Welcome to Michigan.
It's so good to be back. And Governor, thank you for everything you are and everything you do for the state. Thank you.
Thank you for everything you are.
Thank you.
Can you see this? We have 1,000 screens here representing people from all over the country.
Hi, everyone.
Can you feel? Can you feel? Can you feel it? Can you feel the joy rising in here?
I can, and I have to tell you, there's so much that I love about our campaign, because it really is about the people. And I look around at these screens, Oprah, I look at who's in the room, and this is America.
This is
America. You know, I was saying with a group of friends earlier, I think in this moment where we've dealt with so much that I think is quite exhausting around powerful forces that would try and divide us and try us to have us as Americans pointing fingers at each other.
Yes.
You've done that.
This movement that is about reminding each other that we have so much more in common than what separates us is so critically important. And this is about the strength of who we are as Americans. And this movement that we're in about, as I like to say, seeing in the face of a stranger a neighbor.
Yes.
An extension of love thy neighbor, that you literally in the face of a stranger see a neighbor.
Yes.
Oh.
And approach each other with that level of dignity and grace and kindness.
Well, that's exactly what happened with the Win with Black Women. I know you've known Joe Taker for many years.
Thank you, my dear.
That's exactly what happened.
She started it.
This is so fucking pathetic, okay? This is the most pathetic thing I think I have seen in a long time.
Yeah.
Let's open the door and invite everybody else in, and everybody actually came.
Organically.
Yes.
Organically. This is the beauty of our country. You know, there's so much at stake in this election. And ultimately, the question before us is, what kind of country do we want to live in? And the beauty of a democracy, as long as we can hold on to it.
She's talking to them like they're children.
Is each of us has the power. Each of us has the power to answer that question.
That's right. Everybody on this call and beyond has
What
the
is
power.
she doing?
But can I just start with this?
Yes, please.
I have to say this because in all of my private conversations, Gail, and I've said this 100 times, and everybody is saying it, you all have said it, I know you have. It seems to us that something happened to you the moment President Biden, stepped aside and withdrew his candidacy, that a veil or something dropped and you just stepped into your power?
God.
I mean, literally, looking at you at a speech like the week before, which was a great speech, very nice. And then the next week, I saw you walking in the thing. And I said, what happened to you?
You know, we each have those moments in our lives where it's time to step up.
Time to step up.
Time to step up, you know?
Well, the moment you heard, I mean, I really have been saying to people, it felt like a veil dropped and you sort of stepped through that veil. Did that actually, did you feel like that?
Was she snapping instead of clapping?
Responsibility, to be honest with you. And with that comes a sense of purpose. But I mean, we're all here and you all are taking time out of your busy lives, everyone here, everyone on the screen, because there really is so much at stake. You know, I have spent the majority of my career being concerned about the well-being of other people.
Yeah.
As I've said, in my career as a prosecutor, I never looked at a victim or a witness and asked them, are you a Republican or a Democrat?
Oh,
the only thing I've asked them is, are you okay?
you have.
Okay. I know when I heard
bullshit.
that. You know, touch me.
And traveling this country and knowing what is at stake in terms of fundamental freedoms, what's at stake in terms of fighting against hate and those efforts to divide us. And I do know that I'm in a position to do something about it. So I felt a great responsibility. And the incredible power of the people, right, who, you know, I'm not the only leader in this.
The people didn't vote for you.
So much bigger than me.
Nobody voted for you.
It's about who we
Nobody
are as
voted for you. Not one single person voted for you.
Making clear what we stand for, and what we stand for is it is about the ideals upon which we were founded, including the importance of freedom and the importance of independence and the importance of dignity and purpose. But it is also about what we stand for in terms of our values. I think of it this way.
I think a lot boils down to values. I just said values are on the line here.
It does. I mean, think about it, Oprah. The idea that some would suggest, and that my opponent suggests, which is that the measure of the strength of a leader is based on who you beat down. Come on. The real measure of the strength of a leader is based on who you lift up.
Oh, God.
And it's important for us.
Absolutely.
To articulate that.
You know, ever since the debate, we feel for our fellow citizens in Springfield. Do you not think about the fellow citizens in Springfield, Ohio, the Haitian families, the non-Haitian families, everybody having to deal with this lie that has endangered the lives of Haitian people and anybody who looks Haitian? Everybody in America feels for that. And everybody in America, left, right, middle, has concerns about immigration. And I'm told that Justin, where are you in the audience? Justin.
Hello.
In our audience.
Hello, Madam Vice President.
You live in Michigan.
Yes, ma'am.
Don't love saying hello, Madam Vice President.
I do.
What's your question? It's an immigration question.
My question for you is, when you become president, what would be your specific steps? Yeah, of course. What would be specific steps to strengthening the border?
So it's a wonderful and important question.
Such a staged question.
You know my background.
Oh my God.
As a prosecutor, and I was also the elected attorney general for 2 terms of a border state. So this is not a theoretical issue for me. This is something I've actually worked on. Okay. I have prosecuted transnational criminal organizations for the trafficking of guns, drugs, and human beings. I take very seriously the importance of having a secure border and ensuring the safety of the American people. Sadly, where we are now can be traced most recently back to the fact that when the United States Congress, members of the Congress, including some of the most conservative Republicans, came up with a border security bill. And here's what that border security bill would have done.
There's no answer here.
1,500 more border agents at the border. Let me tell you, those border agents are working around the clock. It would have just been about giving them some support and relief, which is probably why the border agents actually endorsed the bill. It would have allowed us to stem the flow of fentanyl. And I'm looking at people from all over the country here. So I don't need to tell the folks who are watching this what fentanyl has done to families, to kids in our country, and the need to take seriously stemming the flow coming into our country and addressing that extraordinary and tragic issue in terms of its effect. The bill would have allowed us to have more resources to prosecute transnational criminal organizations. And it would have been part of the solution. And Donald Trump called up those folks and said, don't put that bill on the floor for a vote. He blocked the bill, and you know why? Because he'd prefer to run on a problem instead of fixing a problem. And he has put his personal political security before border security. Because understand, even in the intervening months, what that bill would have done to give support to folks who...
You're the vice president right now. You are the vice president.
And is it about you or is it about the people? Right. Is it about running on problems or fixing problems? My work and my career has always been about saying, let's fix problems. Let's address the needs, because we know it's within our capacity to do that.
So to answer Justin's question, now that that bill has gone and hasn't passed, will you reintroduce that?
Absolutely. And when I am elected president
Oprah had
of the
to
United
help
States,
guide her.
I will
Holy
make sure
shit.
that bill gets to my desk and I will sign it into law.
Thank you, Justin.
Oh my God.
Listen to this. A majority of young Americans, 18 to 34, say that the cost of living...
Oprah had to help her answer the question. This is amazing.
Expensive right now.
I don't understand how people are affording life right now.
For so many Americans, the high cost of living is their top concern this election.
Wage rate $435 to last us till the end of the month. Okay?
What?
In Philadelphia, Rachel and Garrett say they have to watch every penny.
When I think of middle class, I think about people who are able to just get up and go and do things within their means. And like,
the good news is President Trump is going to be taking the stage soon. Okay, I'm keeping an eye out for that. So President Trump is going to be taking the stage soon.
Luxury.
By a long shot, her tax plan is phenomenal. No glaze.
Kamala Harris just delivered her new economic plan, and boy, oh boy, is it good for small business owners.
Holy shit, you guys. Kamala Harris is going to announce tomorrow a $25,000 tax credit for first-time home buyers.
When I am elected president, I will make it a top priority to bring down costs and increase economic security for all Americans. Well, Rachel and Garrett are joining us on Zoom from Pennsylvania, and I understand your sister and brother-in-law moved in, and you're hoping to save money to have a second child?
That's right. Hi, Oprah. Hi, Madam Vice President. It's nice to be with you all.
This is so controlled.
And so what did you want to say to the Vice President?
So, Madam Vice President, we are, like many, many young Americans, just experiencing a very high cost of living. We ended up giving up our apartment, moving in with our parents, who were so gracious to take us in for over a year so that we could save money.
She's been in power for 4 years. She's been in power.
The American dream
You're
was
complaining about Kamala's problems.
Get married and buy a home and have a baby. And now here we are, and our mortgage is incredibly higher than what we thought it would be. And my sister and our brother-in-law are living with us right now so that they can hopefully one day do the same. And while it's beneficial for us because they help us pay off some of our mortgage, it's also beneficial for them because they can save on cheaper rent. But we really would love to know what your plan is to help lower the cost of living.
Yeah, first of all,
she can't even answer a question she already knew was going to happen.
A story I hear around the country as I travel. And in terms of both rightly having the right to have aspirations and dreams.
What?
And ambitions for your family. And working hard and finding that the American dream is, for this generation and so many recently, far more elusive than it's been.
This isn't an
and we
answer.
need to deal with that. And there are a number of ways. One is bringing down the cost of everyday necessities, including groceries. So that's why I'm taking on, for example, price gouging, which is when, most companies and corporations are good, but for those bad ones, they take advantage of people, especially during a pandemic or extreme weather, and they end up jacking up prices, and there needs to be accountability and consequence for that. So I'm going to be taking on price gouging. But it's also about dealing with what we need to do around home ownership, right? So as someone mentioned during this film,
you can have a great life. I'm going to fix price gouging.
Of a mother who worked very hard. She raised me and my sister, and she saved up. And by the time I was a teenager, she was able to buy a home. And we grew up actually for a long time in an apartment on top of a childcare center that was owned by the woman we called our second mother, because she helped my mother raise us.
Oh my God.
And she was a small business owner, Miss Shelton. So I'll bring all this together to tell you the way I think about it is, one, when people work hard and have a dream of buying a home, we should give you the opportunity to be able to do that, which is why part of my plan is for first-time homeowners, buyers, to have a $25,000 down payment assistance to buy your first home. Because people just need to be able to get their foot in the door, and then you'll do the hard work. Part of my plan is what we need to do to support small businesses, because my second mother was a small business owner, and I love our small businesses.
That's just answer the question.
They are not only business leaders, they are community leaders. They mentor, they hire locally.
Oh my
and
God.
We have so many entrepreneurs in our country who have great ideas, incredible work ethic, but not necessarily access to capital, because not everybody, like my opponent, was handed $400 million on a silver plate that he filed bankruptcy 6 times on. And so part of my plan is to give startup small businesses a $50,000 tax deduction to start up their small business. Right now it's $5,000. Nobody can start a small business with $5,000. So that's part of my plan.
That's a teeny tiny business.
That's a business in
teeny tiny business.
It's a concept of a business, right?
Yes.
You know where I'm going.
That's right.
And
it's still on paper with the $5,000.
It just hasn't happened, right? Part of to speak to you guys.
I take it back. What I do right now is this is worse than a real job. This is harder than a real job. I would rather go back to working retail. I would rather go back to roofing. I would rather go back to warehouse work. This is worse than a real job. Listening to Tackles Kamala.
Buy a crib and a car seat and clothes for your baby, knowing that's such an extraordinarily important time in their development, and you shouldn't have to worry about how you're going to take care of their basic needs. All of this and more is part of what I plan to build, and I call it an opportunity economy. And it's basically about creating opportunities, knowing so many people have the ambition, have the aspirations, are working hard, but just need opportunity to reach their goals and their dreams.
I saw you smiling with that $25,000 credit for the home. I saw that smile on your face and the $6,000. Thank you all so much. I want to just introduce to Shelby, who's also in our virtual audience. Thank you guys. Shelby from Virginia, who's also struggling.
Understand that she knew that question was coming and she still couldn't answer it.
Hi, Madam Vice President. Hi, Oprah. I'm 24 years old. I'm a graduate student living with my parents, and I want to move out next year and potentially buy a home. And I'm concerned about the affordability of one with the extra costs and bills that I'm paying now, along with the bills and costs I will pay in the future too. And so everything just has a cost, and everything is so expensive. And so I'm worried about my capacity and how I'm able to fully support myself once I do live independently.
You sound like one of my daughter girls from South Africa graduated. She was like, I hate adulting. I hate adulting. This adulting isn't going so well. Yes.
Well, so first of all, congratulations on all the success you've already achieved. And it is your story and the story of our friends before you is really, that's the American story.
I don't know what the hell a
right?
daughter
You
girl is. I have no idea. I'm not.
You have goals, you have ambitions.
I don't know what the fuck that is.
And so part of it is, again, the $25,000 down payment assistance. Part of it is what we need to do to also push back against a very different vision for our country. Because look, in this election, there are two very different visions for our country. One, for me, that is focused on the future, including you, and another that is focused on the past. What Donald Trump, what my opponent plans on doing for the economy is doing what he did the last time he was president and giving another tax break for billionaires and the biggest corporations that would add $5 trillion to our deficit. And get this, he plans on doing what I call a Trump sales tax, which is basically he's going to put a 20% tax on everyday necessities that economists have estimated will cost the average American $4,000 more a year, which is why Goldman Sachs, which is why Moody's, which is why Wharton School of Business, which is why 16 Nobel laureates have collectively determined, after analyzing our plans, one, mine would strengthen the economy, his would weaken it. Two, that on his plan, he would actually blow up inflation and invite a recession by the middle of next year. So when you think about the cost of living, my approach is about lifting you up. His would be about actually weakening our economy.
She asked you a question, and you're talking about Donald Trump.
When the middle class is strong, America is strong.
Amen to that. Amen to that. Thank you, Shelby. Thank you, Rachel and Garrett. So the Harris campaign kicked off the Fighting for Reproductive Freedom bus tour to support the fundamental right for women to make decisions about our own bodies. And here is a short tape on that.
It'd be a shame. So I got to show you guys what I saw earlier before I went live, okay? You're going to cringe. You're going to cringe so much if I can find it, okay? It's like the mega cringiest thing of all time. Right here it is. Here it is. Here it is right here. Watch this.
Keto is here, right? Ross, been working in politics a long time, and that.
What is that? Hold on, you can't just.
Really, for more than 20 years, and that you said you hadn't seen anything like this.
I haven't seen anything like this since 2008.
Yep.
When President Obama was elected, and when he got elected, it was about a newness and a hope. This time, it's about an exuberance and an excitement that you only get from hard-fought wins and hard-fought losses and knowing what's at stake. And that's why we're not going back.
That's why we're not going back. We're not going back. Thank you, Mr. White Dude. Thank you so much.
Oh. Yeah, so when I saw that, I was like, I have to go live and we have to talk about this because this is awful. This is awful.
In case you didn't see it, here's just a brief look.
Growing up, I was an all-American girl. Varsity soccer captain.
Is this the abortion thing that they're going to start pushing? So Trump is scheduled to be on stage very soon. So I'm keeping an eye on that.
By my stepfather after years of sexual abuse. At age 12, I took my first pregnancy test, and it was positive.
Hadley is here. Stand up, Hadley.
Oh. Meryl Streep called Harvey Weinstein God. Meryl Streep is there, and she called Harvey Weinstein God, and now she's acting like she's upset over a sexual abuse victim. Are you kidding me? All of these people were at P. Diddy parties, hanging out with P. Diddy and Harvey Weinstein, and now they're going to sit here and pretend that they care about victims. Get the fuck out of here. Get out of here. Holy shit.
Before deciding to go public with your story.
When Roe v. Wade was overturned,
thanks everybody.
I woke up with a harsh reality of my abuse was over, but my story is not. And I just could not.
This right here, they are in desperation mode is where the Harris campaign is right now. Trump was on Gutfeld last night. He did fantastic. He had a banger rally in New York. He's been crushing it all over the place. And so this is a Hail Mary attempt right here, pulling out Oprah and all of these celebrities on their Zoom calls, now pulling out, people, sexual abuse victims to pretend that they actually care about these things. And this is desperation. All right. Desperation is what the Harris campaign is going through right now. And even with a controlled environment, Kamala still can't even answer basic questions. On top of that, the people that they're getting up here to talk to her and ask her questions are bringing up problems that she herself could have addressed while being the second most powerful person in the country. But yet here we are, or second most powerful person in the world, actually. And yet here we are. So I can't wait to hear what Kamala's word salad answer is to this.
Madam Vice President, I just want to say thank you. Thank you for seeing us, for hearing us when the Supreme Court won't. Thank you for fighting and, really showing us that life is not about the hard things that you go through. You don't bow down, even when you're the underdog, especially when you're the underdog. Right. You stand up and you stand tall, and you give me so much hope and so much strength. And thank you.
Thank you, Hadley, for coming all this way. I hope you continue to use your voice. I hope you continue that. This week, the case of a young woman who lost her life after the abortion ban took place in Georgia made national headlines. Amber's case came to light through the reporting of journalist Kavitha Sarana with ProPublica. And so listen to her story.
2 years ago, 28.
All right, so this is basically a de facto Oprah Winfrey episode is essentially all this is now. So you want to talk about presidents and people that are running for president and something really cool. So while they're doing that, why don't I show everybody this right here? Okay, why don't we watch this?
I'm supposed to be in that stage, but that doesn't matter. Because I got you the best president you'll ever have. This is the best president you'll ever have. How are you, Bob? Hi, Mom. Okay, honey, this is yours. And in there is real good stuff. Okay? So beautiful. See, look at that. Look at these great photographers. And we're going to have that picture for life, okay? You and I. Is you going to come out and watch me? Of course. Because I left the stage in order to come and say hello to him. Especially you are. Okay, honey? So beautiful. So you take care of Mom and Dad? Is that your sister, right?
Kid's in shock, man. He's in shock.
Take care of yourselves. Okay, I'm going to go right after this. Take care of yourself, honey, okay? I wish I looked like that. If I looked like that, I'd be president.
Can you read it? Out loud? Sure. It says, Dear Liam, happy 8th birthday. Mrs. Trump and I hope you enjoy this special occasion surrounded by the love of your family and friends. We are so encouraged by the strength and determination you have shown throughout your young life and send our love and best wishes to you as you continue to fight. Remember, you are never alone, and we are keeping you in our thoughts and prayers for continued health, for continued care and good health. May God bless you and your family. Stay strong. Sincerely. Can you tell me who signed that? He knew it was your birthday coming up? What do you say to him?
Thank you. I love you.
What else do you say?
Thank you.
So if you guys don't know, Liam actually suffers from a rare brain disorder. and Trump went ahead and visited him while he was in New York. So yeah, that's the president right there that is going to save America and make America great again. But in the meantime, let's go back to the clown show, unfortunately, until Trump takes the stage.
The world need to know that this was preventable. 2 years later, after speaking with my daughters, because I lost strength, I lost hope, you're looking at a mother that is broken.
Actors.
The worst pain ever that a mother, that a parent could ever feel. Her father and myself and the family, you're looking at it.
Well, we appreciate so deeply you being here. And we're all watching you hear that tape and those words. We know how re-traumatizing that is and the strength it takes for you to be here to tell your story. And we deeply appreciate it. And I have to ask you, as her sisters, how are you coping? And what does knowing that this could have been prevented, how does that sit with you? How do you cope with that on a daily basis?
I mean, it's heartbreaking. You know, that was my baby sister. I loved my baby sister, you know. I'm beyond hurt, disappointed. I feel guilty. I wish I could have helped her, you know, because she was suffering. And we had no idea. We trusted them.
This land, God bless the USA.
How's that for you, everybody?
From the lakes of Minnesota to the hills of Tennessee. Across the
Thank you very much, everybody. I figured we would listen to the whole song, but let's get down to business, right? Let's get down to business. And I want to thank Miriam. This is a great woman, a really great woman who loves Israel, loves the Jewish people. And she's really a special person, so I very much appreciate that she was here to introduce. Thanks also to the Israeli-American Council and CEO, my former special envoy to combat anti-Semitism, who did a phenomenal job. Where is Mr. Carr? He's around here someplace. Where is he? Great job. Great job. Thank you very much, Eva. Co-chairs Avi Almos-Leno and Tal Schuster. Thank you. We have the honor of having a very powerful man with us right now. He's the Speaker of the House, and he's really doing a good job. Mike Johnson. Mike. Thank you, Mike. Thank you, Mike. Thank you. And one of the very top people in Congress. She's like a rocket ship. She's going up so fast. She totally destroyed the president of Harvard, you saw, with the big glasses, those big glasses. She asked her a simple question, and that was the end. She didn't get a very good answer. Actually, sounded a little bit like Kamala. But a really special person doing
absolutely,
a phenomenal
Eric.
job in Congress.
Absolutely.
Elise Stefanik. That's a pretty good hand. They jumped up. What was that all about, Elise? That's pretty impressive. Ambassador Michael Herzog. Thank you, Ambassador. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. A friend of mine, a great lawyer, and his beautiful wife is with him, Alan Dershowitz. That was very, very nice. Thank you, Alan. And many other very distinguished guests. I have so many that I can't call because we don't have enough time.
We're on television. We're all over the place, and I'm supposed to be calling out names that nobody ever heard of, so we won't do that. But please know that we love you all, including congressmen and senators that are here. We have a lot of them. Thank you. Thank you very much. Before we begin, I just want to mention some polls that just came out. They just came out. Remember in the old days, I used to call the polls because the fake news would never do it. I said, if I don't do it, nobody else is going to do it. Highly respected Rasmussen poll, one of the most respected polls. According to the Rasmussen, just out a little while ago, we're leading by 8 points, 52 to 44. 8 points, it's good. And they were that's national, and they were very accurate the last time. So a lot of respect for Rasmussen. And they also have us up 11 with independents. That's pretty good. The Emerson poll came out, another good one, highly respected. We're up in Arizona, we're up in Wisconsin, we're up in Pennsylvania, 3 states say that. Oh, I don't believe this. I don't believe it. Even the New York Times has us way up in the Midwest. Can you believe that?
Hell yeah.
That was painful for them to say. We're 9 up in the Midwest. That's very good. And the Atlanta Journal-Constitution has us 3 up in Georgia. That's good. That's good. And CNN, can you believe this, has us? They did Arizona, 5 up in Arizona. So we're doing well. Daily Express, we're 5 up nationally, in the battleground states. So 47 days from now, we're going to defeat Kamala Harris. We're going to take back our country. And we're going to, quite simply, make America great again, right? We're gathered tonight to talk about the sacred bond between the United States and Israel, and it's a bond that's in serious trouble. There's never been anything like it. I believe that we are closer to World War III than at any time in the history of this country since the Second World War. There's never been anything like this period of time that we're going through, and we have leaders that are grossly incompetent. They have no idea what's happening. In less than 3 weeks, we will mark the 1-year anniversary of the deadliest attack on the Jewish people since the Holocaust. On October 7th, Hamas terrorists slaughtered more than 1,200 Israelis, including men, women, children, and even little beautiful babies. They tortured, wounded, kidnapped, and horribly maimed thousands more. What a horrible time. Unthinkable. Could not have happened if I was president. Would not have happened. You know that. Iran had no money. There was no money for terror. 28 terror organizations, including Hezbollah and Hamas, they had no money. There were lots of stories about it. We had no terrorism during the Trump administration. Remember that. Tonight, we honor the memory of all who lost their lives in the October 7th attacks, and we pray to God that Israel will redeem their deaths with ultimate victory over those who wish to destroy it.
By the way, I just want to pause that real quick to say that we're going to talk about this a little bit later. DeSantis says that the FBI is not willing to cooperate with Florida in their investigation as to what happened at West Palm Beach. Absolutely insane. We're going to talk about that later.
And we're honored, thank you very much. And we're honored to be joined this evening by several of the victims of the October 7th attack, that horrible, horrible day. Former Hamas hostage Andrei Kozlov, who was recused. Yeah. Andrei was rescued by the IDF after 8 months of very horrible captivity. I can imagine. Where's Andrei? Is Andrei here someplace? Yes? Yes? Come on up here, Andrei. He's got more courage than I have. Come on up here.
I got to mute that. I don't know if that music's going to get me hit or not. So, but yeah, we're going to talk about that. Initially, I went live because listen, if you really do want me to go back over to this, I mean, if you want me to go to this, I can, chat. It's really your call, chat. Would you like to go back to that, or would you like me to stay over here with President Trump?
He's a good-looking guy. I just said, do you want to say something? And she wasn't exactly sure. Say something, Andre.
I'm a little bit shy. I'm close to Trump. Like, I'm shy. What can I say? Thank you so much for this careness, and I really appreciate endlessly. Really, thank you.
Well done. We'll see you, man. Congratulations. You look beautiful. He's a good-looking guy. Also with us is Diddy Simchi, the father of Guy Simchi, who was murdered on October 7th. And I will tell you, that was just a horrible thing. And I've said hello. Could you please stand up? What a great gentleman to suffer like he's suffered.
Brock, you want me to switch back to Kamala? Brock? Really? No way. No way, Brock. You would never do that to this chat.
Thank you very much. I appreciate it very much. I appreciate it very much. Would you like to come up? We'd love to honor you. Would you like to come up? Come on up. Come on, in honor of your boy. In honor of your boy.
Somebody said that this was hard to find on YouTube. Its views are lower than normal for some reason. So I'm not sure what's going on with that. But man, look at Brock. Brock's got everybody worked up in the chat.
Thank you very much. I very, very appreciated what you are doing for Israel, what you did, and what you will done. I hope for. Thank you.
Great man.
It's like watching a train wreck and looking at the sun.
Also with us are the parents of several of the current hostages, and hopefully we're going to be getting them back very, very soon. Very, very soon. Thank you all for being here. Thank you very, very much. What you're going through is very hard to even understand how it could have happened in the first place.
We have a war going on in the chat.
Just to stand for a second, please, in honor of what we're all here for, because we're going to get them out. They're going to come out. Thank you all very much. That's a great group of people, and that's a lot of people too. We're going to get them out. We're going to get them out. Thank you. Thank you very much for being with us, and we pray for you, and somehow it's going to work out. We're going to get it to work out. And this evening we repeat the vow that we have kept in our hearts since the terrible day in October. Never again, never again. This should never have ever happened. This should never have happened. Should never have happened. Weak leadership in the United States allowed this to happen, and it should never have happened. It would never have happened. It's so sad to see. 1 year after the horrific massacre, we are instead threatened with a different future, one in which October 7th happens again and again. We have to recognize it again and again. I'm here tonight to deliver an urgent warning to Jewish Americans and to every friend of Israel all around the world. And you have so many Christian friends. They love Israel. So important. I have so many Christian friends, and you know, when I first started running, I will tell you a story. Maybe I shouldn't, but I will. I was campaigning in 2015 in Iowa in a very Christian area, and there were about 6,000 people, and it was in a church, and they were very religious Christians. And the father, the minister, and a few others were there, and they said, Sir, would you please say something great about Israel? I said, say it again. Say it again. Because I didn't realize, in the old days, it wasn't like this. He said, if I say something good about Israel, that's not a positive for this particular group, is it? No, sir. If you say something good about Israel, they'll love you. I said, my, things have changed. How things have changed, right, Miriam? So I was a little bit circumspect, to put it mildly. And I went out there and that place went wild because they liked me right from the beginning. I don't know why. A lot of people have bad taste, I guess. But they liked me right from the beginning. And I said, we love Israel, and we will save Israel, and we will fight with Israel. And the place went wild. I said, what the hell is going on? They love Israel. I hate to say it. Sometimes they love Israel much more than Jewish people in New York love Israel. Alan Dershowitz knows that. They really do. It's an amazing thing, and that's when it really started, and it was incredible. But you have Christians and evangelical Christians. They love Israel so much, and it's great to see that. It's great to see it. If we continue down our current path with 4 more years of Kamala, and I don't say Harris because when I say Harris, nobody knows who the hell I'm talking about. I just said it to another group. Miriam has me working hard here. I have this group, that, but this is the big one, right, Miriam? This is the big one. But don't worry, I said that to the last group also. No, she's got me working hard. But it's sort of interesting when you look at what we're doing and how important a mission we're on. If we continue down our current path with 4 more years of Kamala, Israel will be faced not just with an attack, but with total annihilation. And I hate to say it so much. It's total annihilation. That's what you're talking about. You don't have a protector. You have a big protector in me. You don't have a protector on the other side. And I've said long and loud, anybody, and especially over the last few years, anybody who's Jewish and loves being Jewish and loves Israel is a fool if they vote for a Democrat. But beyond
that's gonna get clipped.
Beyond that,
that's gonna get clipped.
Beyond that,
that's gonna get clipped by the Democrats.
If they love Israel, anybody that votes for a Democrat or Kamala, especially because this is the worst ever. This is the worst you've ever had. This one makes Barack Hussein Obama look like he loved Israel by comparison. But you should have your head examined because it will face an unceasing bloody war to obliterate the Jewish state and drive Jews out of the Holy Land. That's what they want to do. They want to drive Jews out of the Holy Land. And they are not forgiving people. You found that out on October 7th. By the way, when Trump was president, you had no problems, did you? None. You had no problems. You ever think of that? I wanted to tell Israel that numerous times.
Yeah, I agree, BC man. Like at the end of the day, I personally, I don't care about anything outside of this country, but like I want world peace if Trump can do it, and so I'm fine with that. Like,
by the way, Russia
I don't care that he supports Israel.
Either, just so
doesn't matter to me.
We wouldn't have had inflation. We wouldn't have had that horrible situation in Afghanistan, where we lost 13 great soldiers, where $85 billion worth of brand new, beautiful military equipment that I bought, beautiful stuff. I bought and they gave it away. Beautiful, beautiful stuff. And we wouldn't have that. We left American hostages behind. Remember that. All of that wouldn't have happened. Think of it. October 7th would have not happened. That wouldn't have happened. And we wouldn't have had inflation. It was started by a stupid oil policy and a spending policy. We would have never had inflation, which has destroyed many families. Let me spell out bluntly the danger of 4 more years of weakness in this White House. If Kamala is reelected, Iran will quickly obtain nuclear weapons. They're already about ready to do it, okay? And they were so broke, and I'm not looking to hurt anybody, but they were broke. I had sanctions. Anybody that did any business with Iran, could not do business with the United States. I told President Xi of China, if you do business with Iran, if you buy 1 barrel of oil from Iran, you're not doing any more business with the United States, and I'm going to put on tariffs of 200%. And China didn't buy anything, and other countries likewise, other countries. Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Thank you. And Iran was ready to do something. They were ready to make a deal. They weren't spending the money because they didn't have the money to spend. And you didn't have a single strike. You had nothing happen during this period of time. It was a beautiful time. Not a single strike. Thank you very much. Thank you. So Iran will right now quickly obtain nuclear weapons capable of killing millions and millions of people, Jewish people, non-Jewish people. There's no discrimination with nuclear weapons, you know that, and the power is unbelievable. And I know because I renovated, fixed, and bought brand new nuclear weapons. We have the greatest nuclear stockpile now, but I hated to do it because the devastation is nothing. This will be Third World War if it happens, and we're relying on stupid people. If it happens, this will not be 2 army tanks going back and forth and shooting. This will be, again, obliteration. This could be world obliteration. And we have to get back to common sense, and we have to get back to good leaders that are respected by the other side. Our leaders are not respected by Russia. They're not respected by China. They're not respected by Kim Jong-un of North Korea. They're not respected, frankly, by anybody. From behind this nuclear shield, the regime will be free to unleash its militant terror brigades to turn the Jewish homeland into hell on earth. They've already started with October 7th. Rockets will rain down from above until the Iron Dome has been exhausted. You know, the Iron Dome is great, but when you send too many, there's not a thing it can do. It's exhausted. It becomes exhausted. They call it that. They want to exhaust, and they send up anything. They send up, they call it garbage into the air. Let them keep sending their missiles up, and eventually they don't have any missiles to protect, and that's when it begins. We can't do that. Terrorist death squads will conduct constant raids into Israeli territory from all sides, going door to door and torturing, raping, kidnapping, and massacring innocent civilians. This is what it is, and you know that better than anybody because you've just seen it. A year ago, Tel Aviv and Jerusalem will become unlivable war zones as suicide attacks grind life to a halt. So as president, I would look at a map of the Middle East and I'd see a massive, massive piece of land, and I'd see a little dot just like this stage and that right at the top. This would be Israel. And I said to Miriam, I said to Sheldon, I said to friends of mine, how can such a big piece of land, I mean, how could this be possible where you have that little piece of land surrounded by massive numbers of
That's a tough
people
one
and
because at
soldiers,
least it's,
big
that's
armies.
super chat for me.
Iran has a big army.
But Trump's tie is on
Big
point
mistake
though.
When another
Trump's tie is on
administration
point.
took out Iraq. You know, you had two for centuries. They would fight each other under different names, under religion, but they were the same strength. And they'd fight and fight and fight, and then they'd relax. And then they'd fight and fight and fight. This went on for centuries. And then somebody who wasn't a very smart person eliminated one of the sides, and the other one was left with nobody to fight. And now the other one basically has Iraq as a subsidiary. And Iraq is very rich, and so is Iran very rich. When I was there, Iran had no money. Now Iran has $350 billion, all made in 3.5 years. They took off the sanctions. But Iraq is like a subsidiary.
Go back to the beginning
of
and
Iran.
you'll
Don't
see what
let
I was
anyone ever
covering.
tell you.
But
And Iraq
we got
has
saved
over
by President Trump.
$300 billion. So this is a very rich two nations, and they are essentially one, and they're getting closer and closer all the time. This is a nightmare that should have never happened. Iran, Hezbollah, Hamas, the Houthis, you see the Houthis all over? They've long dreamed of making all of this come true. And if Kamala Harris wins the election, her weakness and incompetence, she's grossly incompetent. Look, she can't do an interview, okay? And let me tell you, I won that debate by a lot. By a lot. You know, I walked off the stage, I said, man, did I beat her, even though I was against 3 people. I kept saying, I said, what are you doing here? And you know, the things I said were right. Like I said, we have massive increases in crime. And David Muir said, that's not true. The statistics show that crime is going down. Anybody in their right mind, take a look at what's happening from the border. That we have crime that's worse. I said, you're wrong on that. Crime is going down. Now let's go to the next one. I said, what the hell was that all about? I only have one regret, that I wanted to be elegant and I didn't want to attack the anchors, which would have been very easy to do. So I didn't attack them, but I should have attacked them because it was 3-on-1. It's like a basketball game, 3-on-1. It's very hard. But we did well. And you know what? Since the debate, we're getting great kudos because they're analyzing the debate. They say, you know, Trump was right. I was right on everything. She made up all these stories, a bloodbath story. She made up all of these stories. It's disgraceful. And that's the problem we have. We have a fake media. And so we have to fight harder and we have to be stronger.
It's been a long time,
and we
brother.
have to be
Good to see you
much
back.
smarter.
Hail Bebop.
And by the way, Israel and Jewish people are attacked by the media that I can't even believe. The New York Times is controlled by a Jewish family. I don't think there's anybody worse to Israel than the New York Times is. I read articles about Israel that I know are false. The New York Times and plenty of others. So my message today is very simple. If you want Israel to survive, you need Donald J. Trump as the 47th president of the United States. It's a very simple message. Very, very simple. Right? You. Thank you. Thank you, everybody. Under my leadership, America will once again stand shoulder to shoulder with our friend and ally, the state of Israel. Right now, all they do is fight the state of Israel. Don't do this, don't do that. I will support the same people that gave us Afghanistan are telling you what to do, by the way, which every one of those generals should have been fired. You know, I knocked out ISIS in 4 weeks. It was supposed to take 5 years. I did it in 4 weeks. I had great generals. We have the greatest army in the world. But not the people that are on television. These are people that don't know what the hell they're doing. They should have all been fired. I will support Israel's right to win its war on terror, and it has to win it fast. Will you please win it fast? Win it, but you have to win it fast if you can. And I was always, thank you very much. I will always defend Israel's fundamental right to exist as a Jewish nation in the Jewish homeland. That's what it's about, isn't it? But remember this, you're under attack like never before. There's never been a time like this that people can remember. This was a period, they say, if you read, and I find it very interesting, but this was just before the Holocaust. I think there's a very great similarity because nobody can believe what's been happening. If Kamala Harris wins instead of the most pro-Israel president ever, which I have been already declared to be, you will have the most anti-Israel president by far, far worse than Barack Hussein Obama. Over the past 12 months, Kamala Harris has repeatedly demanded an immediate ceasefire to save Hamas. She wants to save Hamas. Meanwhile, she and Biden deployed U.S. military to build a $230 million pier to resupply Hamas. The pier didn't work out too well. Every time there was a little rough weather, the thing got ripped apart. Those of you in the real estate business know what I'm going to say. Those contractors made a hell of a lot of money. 230 million every time there's just a little rain. It blew apart. Wonderful job. This was not General Patton's bridge. General Patton knew how to build them. He built them fast and cheap. Kamala Harris has even suggested that she would consider imposing a full arms embargo against Israel, and what's what she wants to do. One thing about politicians, Like she wants to defund the police. She wants to do all these things. No fracking, you know, she wants fracking. No fracking. For 20 years, there will be no fracking. And then she's a chameleon. He said, that's true. She just yesterday reaffirmed her support for blocking major arms shipments, as you know, to Israel. She blocked them. If these are positions Kamala Harris takes before the election, just wait to see what she would do after the election. You won't have a country left. Israel will be doomed. I really mean that. Israel will be doomed. And, you know, I said to Miriam today, I said, you know, they have to go through a little tough love here today because we have to tell the facts. Israel will not exist within 2 years if she becomes president. And what a difference a president makes. Big difference. Just 4 years ago, when I left office, the United States and Israel were safer, closer, and stronger than they have ever been before, by far. Under my leadership, we totally obliterated the ISIS caliphate. We terminated its founder and leader, al-Baghdadi. I withdrew from the horrendous Iran nuclear deal and imposed the toughest ever sanctions on the Iranian regime. They had no money. They wanted to make a deal. The saddest part, they had no money. They wanted to make a deal. And these guys came in and they never made a deal. You could have made any deal, but now they're rich again because he took all the sanctions off and everybody started buying, in particular China. China went from buying nothing under Trump to buying billions and billions of dollars of oil a month. I withdrew from the anti-Semitic UN Human Rights Council, which was a big thing. I sanctioned the anti-American and anti-Israel radicals of the International Criminal Court. Many of you know what that meant. That was a big deal. I defunded the Palestinian Authority and choked off all of the money to Hamas. Don't forget, nobody ever did that. I said, how much are we paying them? Almost $1 billion, sir. I say, they treat us so disrespectfully. They say death to America, and we're giving them money. Why are we giving them money when they say death to America? So I said, how much money do we give them? Almost $1 billion. I said, tell them they're in default. You're not supposed to treat us that way when we give you money. Tell them that they won't be getting money anymore until such time as we make a deal. And I will tell you, we had them very, very close, and then we had an election that really hurt it, and too bad. But we did do the Abraham Accords and other things, but I would have even preferred to do this. We would have had something done. Just as I promised, I recognized Israel's eternal capital and opened the American embassy in Jerusalem. Jerusalem became the capital. I also recognized Israeli sovereignty over the Golan Heights. You know, Miriam and Sheldon would come into the White House probably almost more than anybody outside of people that worked there. And they were always after, and as soon as I'd give them something, always for Israel. As soon as I'd give them something, they'd want something else. I said, give me a couple of weeks, will you please? But I gave them the Golan Heights, and they never even asked for it. You know, for 72 years, they've been trying to do the Golan Heights, right? And even Sheldon didn't have the nerve. But I said, you know what? I said to David Friedman, give me a quick lesson, like 5 minutes or less on the Golan Heights. And he did. And I said, let's do it. We got it done in about 15 minutes, right? 72 years. You know, for 72 years, it's true. Planes would fly in, fly out, in the old days, there weren't such nice planes, but they'd fly in every year. They'd have a meeting on the Golan Heights. They'd have lunch, they'd have dinner, they'd have this, they'd have that. They'd leave, nothing would happen, right? And then one day, Trump came along, and it was done very quickly. 4 years ago, last Sunday, we signed the historic Abraham Accords. It's a big deal, and secured peace in the Middle East. That was peace in the Middle East, really. 4 very strong countries, and we would have had all of the countries signed. I'll even make, we would have had, in my opinion, I know this sounds ridiculous.
Just real quick, I am compiling the cringe clips of the Kamala Oprah situation that's happening right now. We're going to be reacting to those after Trump's speech.
I believe Iran even would have signed because of all of the benefits and all of the trade and all of the other things. I believe that. but we won't get a chance to see that because the 4 countries are still 4 countries. Within 6 months, we would have had just about all of the countries done. Biden and Kamala have done no countries into the Abraham. It's still there with the 4, but nothing's been added to it. It's a shame. But from the moment Kamala got to the White House, she and Crooked Joe took over historic successes and turned them into unprecedented failure and peril. You know that. Harris restored funding to the Palestinian organizations immediately, giving them billions and billions of dollars. And much of that money went directly to Hamas. Then Kamala and Joe Biden delivered over $100 billion in sanctions relief, all stuff that I held back. And I would have been very good. They would have been very happy. I wanted one thing from Iran: no nuclear weapon. I didn't want much. No nuclear weapon. And now they're very close to getting it, and you can't let that happen. They're very close to getting it. Here at home, Kamala's partnered, and she's partnered with anybody she can. You hear the things coming out of the administration. You hear what they're saying. But she pandered to the Hamas supporters and the anti-Semites in her own party. The things she says, it's not even believable. She said that radical anti-Israel demonstrators at college campuses were, quote, showing what human emotion should be. Oh, isn't that nice? I'm telling you, Israel has no chance. Jewish people that love Israel have no chance. As border czar, which she denies she ever was, but she was the border czar. But even if she wasn't, she was in charge of the border. So what difference does it make? She let in thousands and thousands of terrorists at our southern border. 21 million people, of which thousands of terrorists have poured in. When I was there, I let in almost none, almost none. They had a chart that was a very well-known chart. I liked it very much. It's probably my favorite chart of all time. Remember that? I looked to the right. Let me see that chart. I looked. It's my favorite chart of all time, but it showed the great numbers that we had. But one of the numbers that was released recently was that in 2019, one of my years, I don't believe this number, by the way. It was done by Homeland Security. I appreciate it, but I don't believe it. I had no terrorists coming into the United States. They had 0. Now we have thousands. So I don't believe the 0, but the number was very low. 10, 12, 5. How can it be 0? But they actually have 0. Then I had 0 terrorists. So we used to check it, but we had very little. Now we have thousands and thousands of terrorists pouring into our country. It's so sad, and only bad can happen. Only bad things are going to happen. She imported migrants from terrorist hotspots all over the world, and now we have armies of jihadist sympathizers brazenly marching through the streets of our cities. I've never seen anything like it. Where did they come from? How did they get here? Kamala Harris is the candidate of the forces that want to destroy Western civilization. The other day, in fact, it was yesterday, the FBI reported that Iran has spied on my campaign. I'm going to have to hire Alan Dershowitz. Only Alan Dershowitz could do. Iran has spied on my campaign. Think of this. And given the information to Kamala. What's that all about? That alone should get me elected. Think of it. Iran got the information from my campaign and gave it immediately to Kamala and the campaign apparatus over on the other side. I'm the candidate of those who want to defend Western civilization, defend Israel, and defend the United States of America. When I return to the White House, we will quickly restore stability in the Middle East, and we will return the world to peace. And remember the phrase, peace through strength. You know, I had no wars for 4 years. I remember crooked Hillary Clinton. Remember, she was up debating me, and she said, look at him. Look at his rhetoric. He's going to cause wars. I said, no, my rhetoric's going to keep us out of wars. And that's what happened. We had no war for 4 years, other than I finished off ISIS. No war. First time in 78 years, by the way, just to brag a little bit, because nobody else is going to say it if I don't. Israel will have the support it needs and the powerful ally that it deserves in the United States. Here at home, I will ban refugee resettlement from terror-infested areas like the Gaza Strip. We will restore the travel ban, some people call it the Trump travel ban, and keep the radical Islamic terrorists out of our country. That was upheld by the Supreme Court, and it really did work. Again, we had no terrorist attacks into the United States. Think of it. Now I'm talking United States, if that's okay. We had no terrorist attacks for 4 years. Nothing. Nothing. They knew, don't play games with us. And we will deport the foreign jihad sympathizers and Hamas supporters from our midst. We will get them out. If you hate America, if you want to eliminate Israel, we will throw you out of our country so rapidly your head will spin. We're going to get them back. We're going to get those beautiful kids in some cases, because they're always your children. You know, they'll say, oh, he said children. No, they're always your children. And some older people also, by the way, but we're going to get them back. We got to get them back. We can't let this happen again. So incredible that you're, to make the trip so many people. It makes me realize how important this is, Miriam, frankly, for so many people to make the trip. And there's nothing more important than what you're going through. And there's nothing more important than the people that you love. And it will be so beautiful to see it work out well. We got to make it work out
Absolutely,
well.
Rodimus. Absolutely.
And to confront the crisis of anti-Semitism at our universities, I will tell college presidents that they must end the anti-Semitic propaganda, or they will lose their accreditation and they will lose all federal support. Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you very much. This is the most important election in the history of the United States, and it's also the most important election in the history of Israel. Can you imagine that? A non-Israeli election is the single most important election that Israel will ever have. Isn't that something? With all I have done for Israel, I received only 24% of the vote. But I understood that. That was in 2016. And, you know, it's one of those things I thought I'd do much better. I happen to have a Jewish daughter. I have a Jewish son-in-law. I have 3 Jewish grandchildren. I thought I'd do much better. But I only got 24%. Think of that. And then I became president of the United States and was the best president ever for Israel and for the Jewish people by far. Nobody was close. I gave them Golan Heights. I gave them the Abraham Accords. I recognized the capital of Israel and opened the embassy in Jerusalem. And most importantly of all, I terminated the Iran nuclear deal, which was the worst deal ever made in the history of Israel, in the history of the Middle East. I was there 4 years, gave them billions and billions of dollars. I was the best friend Israel ever had. And still in 2020, now I've done all these things. So now Jewish people have no excuse. I got 29%. I went from 25 to 29%. Think of that. Honestly, you didn't treat yourselves well. You didn't. It was a terrible thing. And what made me even more upset about it is the current polling has just been announced. Now, I just announced the polls and I'm now polling at about 40%. That means 60% of Jewish people are going to vote for Kamala or a Democrat. And honestly, you ought to have your heads examined. You ought to have your heads examined. And those votes may be necessary for us to win. I say us to win because we're in this together. But who are these people? Who are the 60% that would vote? And I really believe that bad things, very bad things are going to happen. And I'll put it to you very simply and as gently as I can. I wasn't treated properly by the voters who happen to be Jewish. I don't know. Do they know what the hell is happening? If I don't win this election, and the Jewish people would really have a lot to do with that if that happens, because at 40%, that means 60% of the people are voting for the enemy. Israel, in my opinion, will cease to exist within 2 years. And I believe I'm 100% right. You know, there's a hat that comes out, Trump was right about everything, and I believe I'm right. And that's a hell of a thing to say, but I believe I'm right. If I do win, Israel will be safe and secured. We will stop the toxic poison of anti-Semitism from spreading here. All over America, it's spreading. It's spreading like it's never spread before. I've never seen anything like it. I really believe it would be obliteration, and it'll happen quickly, too. It's very close to happening. With your vote, we will reject anti-Semitism in our schools, reject it in our foreign policy.
I'll say this, okay? If it gets Trump back in the White House, that's all I care about. So I don't give a shit about crypto. And I certainly didn't. I certainly think that libertarians are a bunch of emotional fucking women. But he went to the Libertarian National Convention and spoke there because he's trying to reach out to them. So I'm in support of him doing whatever he needs to do, reaching across whatever aisle he needs to reach across to get people to support him. And so even if I don't like, you know, when the way the libertarians treated Trump, it was absolutely ridiculous. But he went there and he told them, like, I'm here to support you. And so at the end of the day, I just want the guy to win.
See, we will reject it in our immigration system. But all of that starts with rejecting Kamala Harris.
L-take. If you're saying it's an L-take because I said something bad about libertarians, fuck libertarians, okay? They're a bunch of whiny fucking children that can't get along even with each other. The president of the United States showed up to their convention and they booed him. They showed their asses and showed they're just a bunch of immature losers. So fuck them, all right? I don't give a shit about them. They can't even agree on anything amongst each other, much less anyone else. They're a bunch of fucking children.
At the ballot box this election, number one, she doesn't know what the hell she's doing. She doesn't know. She can't do an interview. How do you think she'll do against President Xi? She can't do an interview. And I'm not even saying she's stupid for not doing that, but her handlers know what they're doing.
You know what libertarians are? Libertarians are basically people that call themselves bisexual, but they're really just gay. Okay. But they claim that they're just bisexual. No, you're just gay. Okay. You can't be bi. You're either gay or straight. Okay. Libertarians are like, oh no, you're just a bunch of fucking liberals trying to not call yourselves liberals. That's what they are.
Can't have it. We went through 4 years of that. We can't go through another 4 years of that. Together, we will save the United States of America, and we will save the state of Israel on November 5th, 2024. It will be the most important day in the history of Israel. It'll be the most important day in the history of the United States. Thank you very much, everybody. God bless you. God bless Israel. Thank you.
And I'm proud to be an American.
And there we go. There we go, ladies and gentlemen. So President Trump and his speech. And so let's see. Well, you know what they're doing? They're not booing him like the bunch of fucking libertarians did when he went to their national convention. So at least these people are actually cheering him and respecting him.
Lord, I love this land. God bless the USA. From the lakes of Minnesota to the hills of Tennessee, across the plains of Texas, from sea to shining sea.
Okay, so everybody was asking what the emergency CobraCast was. The emergency CobraCast was because Kamala Harris has basically gone into full desperation mode, okay? She is fully desperate right now. And Kamala has basically pulled out all the celebrities, including Oprah Winfrey, in order to help her try to get some type of relevance. Listen to what she says right here. This is one of the dumbest people on the planet, okay? Here we go.
I'm a gun owner. Tim
I
Walz is a
did
gun.
not know that.
If
And I thought
somebody
that was
breaks in
probably-
my house, they're getting shot.
Yes, yes. I hear that. I hear that.
Probably should not have said that.
But
my staff will deal with that later.
Yeah.
You just made a point for gun owners. You just made a point that people need their guns to protect themselves. Then you claimed that you don't need it because you have protection. You just made the point that people need their guns. You stupid idiot. What a self-own. What an idiot. What a stupid person. She just made the point for why people need guns.
I'm a gun owner. Tim Walz is a gun.
I did not know that.
If
And I thought
somebody
that was
breaks in
probably-
my house, they're getting shot.
Yes, yes. I hear that. I hear that.
Probably should not have said that.
But
my staff will deal with that later.
Yeah.
God. What a stupid person. An absolutely unbelievably stupid person. I can't believe how dumb she is. Holy shit. There's more. There's more. Let me see if I can find it. I have a lot pulled up here. Was that the Trump War Room? So there's a lot of clips. I'm not going to subject you to the whole thing because we'll just look at clips because, in all honesty, I don't want to watch the whole thing either. Right here. Here we go. Celebrity Julia Roberts praises Kamala for holding a scripted event hosted by a billionaire celebrity where other celebrities have the opportunity to talk, to listen, and to be heard. Kamala couldn't care less about regular Americans.
First of all, Oprah, thank you for hosting this because I guess if I started a voting club, it would be conversationalists for Kamala.
Yes.
Because to talk, to listen, to be heard, to have this back and forth is so unique in this campaign. First of all, Oprah.
Oh my God. Brock dropped 50 gifted memberships, though. He dropped 50 gifted memberships. The mad lad himself. Thank you. You made that cringe a little less cringy by dropping 50 gifted memberships. I'm blown away at the stupidity of Kamala Harris, though. I really am. I can't believe it. It's something else that we need to talk about really quick, though, is this right here. So, and this shouldn't surprise anyone. But listen to what DeSantis says about the FBI.
Now, Governor, I want to turn to another topic because we were relieved to hear that you are doing your own independent investigation in Florida concerning the second assassination attempt on President Trump. My question to you tonight is, are the feds being cooperative with your investigation? Are you concerned that you're not getting the information you need?
The answer is no, they're not being cooperative. Yes, I am concerned. I mean, for example, we were rebuffed. Our investigators were rebuffed just going to the fence line outside of Trump International Golf Club in West Palm Beach. And so I think they've taken the position, they don't want the state of Florida to be involved in this. But here's the thing. There were multiple violations of Florida law across multiple jurisdictions.
DeSantis, this is your chance to maybe redeem yourself, man. If you don't let up on the FBI and you flex as the governor, because this is insane that they are not trying to cooperate with the governor of the state where a presidential candidate and former president was trying to be killed. Holy shit. This is a great opportunity for you, DeSantis.
We think at least 3 judicial circuits, this guy, Ryan Routh, committed potential violations of Florida law. So we have a duty to investigate this. We have a duty to bring the appropriate charges. And we also have a duty to inform the public about how this happened. So I don't anticipate there being cooperative. I think that they've just taken that position. And I think that that's unfortunate because even though I've been very clear, state of Florida is going to do an investigation. I've not disputed their right to also investigate. It's the federal government. He was in their protective custody as a presidential candidate. But let us do this. So hopefully that tune will change. But I can tell you right now, Laura, we have not gotten a lot of receptive response.
Very disturbing. By the way, we have Ruth's mugshot, where he looks to be slightly smirking. He's a very strange individual, to say the least, but we've heard other FBI agents, former agents, governors say they think it's quite odd that in the first assassination attempt and the second assassination attempt, there's almost an immediate response from the feds saying that, oh, looks like he's acted alone, or we really don't know what the motives are here. Oh, does that strike you as slightly strange, to say the least?
Yeah, I don't think the public has confidence when that is being done. So as soon as we got word of this on Sunday, I told our guys in state law enforcement, save all his social media because Facebook will delete it. The tech companies want to delete it.
Right.
Get his digital trail, store that. Because we need to know, how did he end up in Florida to begin with? What is this pathway this guy has taken to end up in those bushes trying to assassinate the former president of the United States and current Republican nominee? How did that happen? And we have not gotten answers about Butler. We haven't gotten answers about things like the Las Vegas shooting from many years ago.
Whoa.
So part of the investigation that our folks are doing is they are...
The fact that Santa's bringing up the Vegas shooting from...
are going to provide evidence they find of motive, evidence of his associations, and evidence of his beliefs.
Good.
I think that's very important that the public get the real story on that.
Yeah, well, and the FBI has shredded its own credibility. And Governor, thank goodness you're doing an investigation. I was so happy to hear that. And it's wonderful to see you tonight. Thank you so much.
See, this is DeSantis in his element. And this is why it was such a mistake for him to try to go head to head with Trump. It was such a massive, massive mistake. And it's going to take a long time for him to recover in a lot of people's eyes. I still can't understand why the hell he did that. I don't understand why he thought he had a chance in hell going up against Trump. Anybody with a working brain and the slightest bit of common sense knew that he had no chance against Trump. None. With that said, him in his element doing his job as the governor of Florida, he's fantastic at it, man. There's nobody better. He's the best governor in the country, and it's not even close. He's the best governor. He's absolutely fantastic. So, and I do think that he can level up down the road, but he's got to get, and it sounds like he's pretty pissed off about the situation with this FBI and everything. I mean, look, this is the same FBI that raided Mar-a-Lago, for crying out loud. I mean, come on, what are we doing here? It's absolutely insane. Let's see here. Roman, member message says, I respect your position, Jeremy. Israel is an important ally. Trump 2024 to save America. Absolutely. Thank you. I appreciate that. And yeah, on my further point, my rant about libertarians, at the end of the day, libertarians they remind me of vegans, they remind me of vegans. They just have to tell you that they're a libertarian. I'm a libertarian. I don't fucking care. I literally don't give a shit. Congratulations. Am I supposed to treat you differently because you're a libertarian? I don't give a fuck. You're literally just a sexually confused teenager that doesn't want to call yourself gay or straight, so you make up some fucking term that means absolutely nothing and doesn't accomplish anything in this country. It's fucking retarded. So I just don't care. It's a stupid statement to make. Rick with 5 gifted memberships. Thank you. I appreciate that. I am not a Democrat or a Republican. I don't have to call myself something other made up word because I don't like the Democrats and Republicans. I'm just not a Democrat or a Republican. I don't have to make up a new fucking name. Okay. It's like the gayest thing ever. I just don't give a shit about party politics at the end of the day. I just don't. And I'm okay with that. I don't need to make up a new group so I can feel like I'm in a new club and we're making a difference. We're breaking down barriers. No, the Democrats and the Republicans are gay. I don't want anything to do with either one of them. And I'm just a person that looks at the country for what it is and decides what I think is best to support. And Donald Trump is by far and away the best choice, and it's not even close. And that's it. But my Bebop says, I'm a libertarian. Well, I love you, Bebop. You gave me money, so you're the best libertarian. Rip is a fucking libertarian. So, like, obviously, I don't have anything inherently against it, but generally speaking, the party and the way people act about it, yeah, like, I know vegans too, okay? They're still annoying as shit. To be fair, the only thing worse than a libertarian is an iPhone user. So you got that. So if you're a libertarian that's an Android user, at least you're a little bit better in my eyes, okay? So the only thing worse than a libertarian is an iPhone user. So we'll leave it at that. I just pissed half my chat off. Half the chat is mad as fuck. They're like, and then some of them are typing from their iPhone. They're like, based, like, oh shit, I'm on an iPhone. Oh man, that was good. That was good. Android master race, baby. Excellent take, Jeremy. Well, for some will disagree. Some will disagree. I just like my iPhones because I like my Android because unlike iPhone, it gives me customization options. So I guess you have to jailbreak your iPhone in order to do that, I guess. But then doesn't that void the warranty? Galaxy S22 Ultra. Let's go, Bebop. Bebop, where have you been, by the way? It's good to see you, though, brother. But in all reality, I'm shit talking for the most part. Somebody said unsubscribe from my iPhone. The thing that pisses me off about iPhones is that they get all the updates, first, generally speaking, which is just part of it. But it is what it is, right? Beastie Man says, I'm an iPhone user and I agree. LOL. Love Dog says, proud Android user here and not a libertarian. There we go. But yes, you're welcome to be here if you're the libertarian. I will listen. I go off on rants all the damn time. So great crowd here tonight, says AB. Random Thursday. Yeah. So the reason that we went live was because of the cringe fest that we're looking at right here with Kamala Harris and Oprah Winfrey. I don't know if they're probably still not live, are they? Let me refresh and see if they're still live really quick. Okay, so they're not live anymore. So it lasted for an hour and 46 minutes. This is what we projected
on January 6th, because if it doesn't happen, it'll be maybe thrown back to the legislatures of the states. And
just for the record, this is Meryl Streep, actress Meryl Streep, who called Harvey Weinstein God, who literally called Harvey Weinstein God. Okay. And that's who's there. Also, Jennifer Lopez is there. I hear she's pretty good friends with a certain guy named Diddy.
I've been working with state government citizens campaign, which is sgcamerica.com. So they're great. They're doing the unglamorous down ballot work of promoting those candidates, because I'm worried about it, and I wonder.
I can't take much more of this. I
wonder if we're ready for January 7th, 8th, 9th, and what happens.
Wait. So she's asking Kamala questions. I don't think Kamala knows how to answer this one. Hold on. All right. This should be fun.
What happens?
So we will be ready, but just taking a step back, and thank you, Marilyn, for the gift that you give. You are your talent, your creativity. Thank you for being here. One of the things that I have realized in the course of our campaign is that
you're from middle class child, right? You're from a middle class family, right?
Who voted for Trump before have decided January 6th was just a bridge too far.
Oh, bullshit. Get the fuck out of here. There is not one single Trump supporter that has ever said that. Get the fuck out of here. Get the fuck out of here, dude. Holy shit.
When we reflect and think about what January 6th was, where the President of the United States, sitting in the Oval Office, incited a mob, a violent mob, to attack the United States Capitol, such that 140 law enforcement officers were injured, some were killed.
What?
To try and upend a free and fair election where the American people voted, that was a bridge too far for a lot of people. And we have sadly now seen how far he could go. And I think there is absolutely no tolerance whatsoever for the vast majority of Americans for that. And they've seen the lies. They understand, for example, almost every court case, I think every court case where he's challenged an election, he lost. I said on the debate stage, look, because he's having a very difficult time, obviously, processing the fact that 81 million people fired him, right? But, so there is that it really was a bridge too far for so many people that they are not willing to repeat. But the other piece of it is the lawyers are working. It's very important that we all speak to our friends and our neighbors.
Oh my God. Libertarian vegan on his iPhone doing CrossFit. I love that. I love our audience can take a joke, man. Like shit talking is part of it. Okay. It's part of it. You were the chosen one sent from an iPhone. Anybody that gets offended over me talking shit about iPhones or libertarians is not going to be built long for the snake pit. It just ain't going to work. Okay. It's just not. You know what I've long said? So everybody knows that I'm an Alabama football fan. And people are like, who's the most annoying fan base in college football, Jeremy? Alabama fans. Alabama fans are by far the most annoying fan base in all of college football, and it's not even fucking close, okay? And before Nick Saban got there, all Alabama fans would do was talk about the Bear Bryant fucking days. Even though Bama was losing, getting just destroyed, like, well, Bear Bryant won us this many championships, roll tide. Shut the fuck up. So it's okay to talk shit about yourself.
Neighbors about misinformation and help them now see how it occurs, where it is occurring. It is important that we stand up for the integrity of poll workers and people who are working on election day. And that we also, and this is critically important, that we ask people to be alert about mis and disinformation, and we ask them, do not be afraid to vote. Because I think there is also something quite insidious about these attacks on the electorate in these various forms that are intended to convince people that their vote won't matter. And in that way, there's a little bit of reverse psychology going on here, and let's just make sure nobody falls for it. Your vote does matter, and we cannot let anyone ever take our power from us. We can never let anybody silence us. And
she's not answering the question, by the way.
We get those votes out starting soon. Early voting is already going to start this week, I think, through November 5th. And let's make sure everyone votes. And we are going to have a good election day. We're going to fight for the integrity of the people's voice and for our democracy. And, you know, I'll just mention earlier, a couple of folks talked about what this means in terms of the world. You know, Oprah, as vice president, I've met over 150 world leaders, presidents, prime ministers, chancellors, and kings. And the thing about representing the United States of the America is when we walk in those rooms around the world.
What did she just
We have
say?
historically and traditionally.
Did she say United States of the America? Huh? Hang on.
And kings. And the thing about representing the United States of the America is when we walk in those rooms around the world, we have historically and traditionally been able to walk in those rooms, chin up, shoulders back, with the self-appointed and earned authority to talk about the importance of democracies. People around the world are watching right now. Because you see, the thing about walking into a room and being a role model is people watch what you do to see if it lines up with what you say. And in that way, the consequences of this election.
She's talking to Meryl Streep like she's a 5-year-old child. She's talking to Meryl Streep like she's a 5-year-old child. This is incredible. This is not helping at all.
Are directly going to impact the American people and people around the world. That's what we're fighting for, and those are the stakes. And that's why we're going to win, because we know what we're fighting for, because we know what we stand for.
Thank you, Meryl. So, thank you, Meryl. We have 47 days to say to particularly those people who are still undecided or maybe indifferent or on the fence still.
We love our country. I love our country. I know we all do. That's why everybody's here right now. We love our country. We take pride in the privilege of being American. And this is a moment where we can and must come together as Americans, understanding we have so much more in common than what separates us. Let's come together with the character that we are so proud of about who we are, which is we are an optimistic people.
Holy shit, this is bad.
We are an optimistic people. Americans, by character, are people who have dreams and ambitions.
God, make it stop. What is happening? There's only one reaction that's going to symbolize how we all feel. I got to find it. Where's it at? That's not it. This is how we all feel right here. Okay.
Hollywood's telling us this is the only discussion.
I apologize.
That's how I feel watching this.
Aspirations. We believe in what is possible. We believe in what can be. And we believe in fighting for that. That's how we came into being. Because the people before us understood that one of the greatest expressions for the love of our country, one of the greatest expressions of patriotism, is to fight for the ideals of who we are, which includes freedom to make decisions about your own body, freedom to be safe from gun violence, freedom to have access to the ballot box, freedom to be who you are and just be, to love who you love openly and with pride, freedom to just be. And that's who we are. We believe in all that. And so this is a moment where we stand knowing what we are fighting for. We're not fighting against.
This is so bad.
It's what we're fighting for.
Thank you. God!
Wow. This is a controlled environment. Here's another reaction that symbolizes it. Hey, headphone users, get ready. Headphone users, get ready. Whew. That was rough, man. That was rough.
Thank you. And I want to say, thank you, Madam Vice President. I also want to say, thank you, Joe Taker. Thank you, Joe Taker.
I can't believe how bad that was. I really, really can't. But I mean, I can, because we know that Kamala Harris is one of the stupidest people, for sure. Hang on. Is this what we just saw? Yeah. So Colin Rugg clipped it out. Kamala Harris goes on a 2-minute philosophical word salad rant. Starts saying her "what can be unburdened" quote before cutting herself off. I didn't hear that part. Let's hear.
What is on your heart to say to the American people as we have 47 days until November 5th? What's on your heart? To say to particularly those people who are still undecided, or maybe indifferent, or on the fence still?
We love our country. I love our country.
Yeah, okay. I didn't catch the "what can be" or whatever, but yeah, because that's what we just heard. But God, dude, this she is an idiot. Like, holy shit, she's an idiot. That was incredibly bad for her. None of that helped her at all. None of it. So, well. You know what, though? Here's what we got, okay? I got something for you. Chat, okay? Because, hey, I like our chat. We have a nice chat. We have a cool chat, okay? And chat, since I like you, what about that, chat? What do you think about that? You're welcome, chat. I know it's been a difficult night, but right there, I think you'll be okay with that picture right there. So, 9th inning, full court, game face on. Let's bring it home. Vote Trump. There it is right there, ladies and gentlemen. There it is. I think everybody will appreciate that. Look at the chat. Really needed that. Let's see. There was one more that I wanted to show you if I can find it. I'll go to media really quick. And yeah, the chat's going absolutely crazy right now. Listen, our chat respects women around here, okay? We respect women. Women are great, and that's all that matters, right? So we're okay with that. Bookmarks. Let's see. Come on, Twitter, work for me here. All right, I got this one. I haven't heard this yet, but I think you guys will like this one. All right, here we go. I haven't seen this one.
In Springfield, they're eating the dogs. They're eating the cats. Eat the cat. Eat the cat. They're eating the dogs. They're eating the cats. Eat the cat. Eat the cat. They're eating the cats. They're eating the dogs. Eat the cat. Eat the cat. Eat the cat. Eat the cat.
Seeing red, so don't push me. Ain't Donald Trump trying to grab him by the... Said it was some Haitians somewhere out in Springfield. Women doing cartwheels. Have you seen Garfield?
I don't know if I'm going to get hit with this or not. I have no idea if I'm going to get hit for this.
Have you seen Snowball? This about to snowball. I'm about to go off. I can't let this go on. Miss me like an airball. Tell me where my cat is coughing up like a hairball.
What is that? Why is Trump so memeable, dude? Why?
I gotta tell them if they even put the fingernail on Santa's little helper to turn them to hamburger helper. Somebody better help them, cause I'm going to jail for showing them fellas helter skelter. Usually I'm content, but if you touch my dog, then I'm turning into John Wick. I'm lit. Bird better drop it. If you touch my pet, then I'm pulling up like CrossFit.
geese dancing. You got cats dancing. You got Trump dancing. What is happening? This is amazing. I love the internet.
Eating the dogs, they're eating the cats. Eat the cat, eat the cat. They're eating the cats, they're eating the dogs. Eat the cat, eat the cat, eat the cat, eat the cat.
It's a shame, it's a pity. Thought overseas where they said Hello Kitty.
How can you find this? I'll retweet it.
But it ain't there, it's right here in your city. When I turn my back, another cat goes missing in the where my peoples is at. Does anybody know where he flipped with that? Cause I heard they putting claws on felines, I'm mad. And my cat disappeared just like Felix the cat. And then the cat got paid back. Thought she was a goner, but the cat came back.
Let me retweet this shit right now for some of you. Look at what we're looking at right now. Let's see here. Let's see. Let's see. Return. This can heal the world. There we go. All right, I'm tweeting it out right now. This can heal the world. All right, let's see if it... Oh my gosh. What an amazing thing here. Let's see. All right, so you go to my Twitter account and you'll be able to find it right now.
You ain't a pussy cat, say drop that cat, drop that cat, drop that cat. Got paid back, thought she was a goner, but the cat came back. If you ain't a pussy cat, say drop that cat, drop that cat, drop that cat.
They're eating the dogs, they're eating the cats. Eat the cat, eat the cat. They're eating the cats, they're eating the dogs. Eat the cat,
drop that cat.
Holy shit. Woo! That was fantastic. That was fantastic to say the least. Wow. I that's the first time I'd heard it. So yeah, if you go over to my Twitter account, I tweeted it right there. So this can heal the world. So we need Holy crap. Drop the link. Just go over to my Twitter account. Mods can be able to drop it. Jeremy's new intro song for his streams. I don't know who that is that did it, so I don't know if they're going to copyright me or not. So we'll have to see, but that's legendary, man. I was not prepared for how good that was going to be. The editing, the music, the lyrics, everything. Hayden Wayne for 50. There's some bad news coming out of several states, including Arizona, possibly changing rules after the date to be able to change. States purging Republicans from voter rolls and a lot more things. It's wild. It looks like an attempt to alter stuff. Yeah, I have heard some grumblings about that as well. It's Marine Rapper. Okay, I don't know who that is, but I'll look into it. But that's awesome. If he's not striking people, then yeah, man, I'm all for playing that on CobraCast. Yeah, I've heard some grumblings about some stuff, and again, I'm hoping that Trump has his shit together, man. I'm hoping Trump has his shit together, and I'm hoping the RNC has their stuff together. You know, you got Scott Pressler out there, boots on the ground, working on stuff. So the thing I'm worried about is that I hope that there's not too much emphasis in places like Pennsylvania and Ohio and Michigan, and they don't really look at other places like in Arizona and a couple of other places. That's what worries me. Very concerning. Major Dave says, Kamala is the epitome of the sometimes I'll start a sentence and I don't even know where it's going, and I just hope to find it along the way, like an improv conversation. Yeah, that is exactly what she is. Like, literally, man, Oprah Winfrey is there. to guide you. Oprah Winfrey is there to guide you. You've already been prepped on everything. You already know everything. It's a very, very controlled situation, and she still couldn't even answer basic questions. She couldn't even answer basic questions. It's crazy, man. Absolutely unbelievable. Holy crap, there's a lot of super chats. There's a lot of super chats. Poor me, I know, right? Indy I says, can we watch gay corn instead? Talking about the Kamala thing. Yeah, it was rough, man. It was rough. Let's see. Bird Up says, woo, Kamala and Oprah, can you feel the excitement? It's on YouTube too. It's awesome. Oh, you talking about the Trump thing? Okay, that's good. Modelicious says, with the powers combined of divorced wine-o soccer moms and aloof normie single spinners, Kamala might have a chance. Scary. It's scary to think about that. Clinton Hausch says, how long until mentioning that she grew up in middle class? 3 shots each time she says it. Let me scroll down here just a bit. Joseph Sasser says, I'd rather watch Beardo play Space Invaders X than this shit. Fuck. Let's see. Star Wars and Stripes. That's a badass profile picture, by the way. This is painful. Thanks, Jeremy. I like you, am now gay. Trump 2024. Andrew CR says the Acolyte had better dialogue than Camel Toe Harris. Wonka the Sane for 20 says every word out of this person's mouth is an insult to the intelligence of everyone listening. That actually is very true. That is actually very true. That is perfect. Perfectly said. It is shocking how dumb she is. There's 100 from my boy Magnum Norse. Hundy for the working man, and the middle finger to Oprah, Shelby, and Kamala. Thank you, Magnum Norris. Appreciate it, man. Eric Guidewall with 10 gifted memberships. Thank you, Eric Guidewall. Eric Guidewall says they are trying and failing to make Kamala look authentic. Donald Trump is the real deal because he has never changed. You go back 40 years and he has said the same thing as to what he says now. Absolutely, absolutely. Brock says, bring the cringe. It's like watching a train wreck and looking at the sun. I want to, but I can't. Yeah, I know what you mean, man. I know what you mean. And then Brock said, of course, keep it on the Trump speech. Let's see here. And then Brock also dropped 50 gifted memberships for all you mad lads. Bebop, which is good to see you back, Bebop. I don't know where you've been, man, but it's good to see you back. So the song is the Marine rapper. That's the song, or that's the, I thought that was the rapper that did it. So that's the title of the song. I'll have to look it up. Bebop says, it's been a while. Sup ABF, have you missed me? I have. I doubt it. Hayden, you rock. MCU fan and gay Jeremy. So gay. I love you all. Good to see you back, Bebop. Seriously. Been a long time, man. Glad you're doing well. And I remember your battles that you used to have back in the early days of CobraCast with some of the guys. It was awesome. So it's good to see you, brother. Indeed. A proper 199 just dropped. What? A proper 199 from Delona. Does Wimpy eat waffies? Eat those waffies too? Do it. You know what time it is, ladies and gentlemen. You know what time it is when we get a proper 199. You know what time it is. Here we go.
Should I do it?
Do not come.
I'm gonna do it.
Do not come.
I'm gonna come.
Oh.
As a matter of fact, I pulled let me see if I can find it. Okay. So check this out. Check this out. I pulled this up, all right? Little comparison right here, okay?
Tonight, I can report to the American people and to the world that the United States has conducted an operation that killed Osama bin Laden, the leader of Al-Qaeda.
Abu Bakr al-Baghdadi
is dead. He was the founder and leader of ISIS.
It was nearly 10 years ago that a bright September day was darkened by the worst attack on the American people in our history. The images of 9/11 are seared into our national memory.
Capturing or killing Baghdadi has been the top national security priority of my administration. U.S. Special Operations Forces executed a dangerous and daring nighttime raid. I got to watch much of it.
On September 11th, 2001, in our time of grief, the American people came together. On that day, no matter where we came from, what God we prayed to, or what race or ethnicity we were united as one American family.
He died after running into a dead-end tunnel, whimpering and crying and screaming all the way. The compound had been cleared by this time, with people either surrendering or being shot and killed. Baghdadi in the tunnel, and he had dragged 3 of his young children with him. They were led to certain death.
Today, at my direction, the United States launched a targeted operation against that compound. A small team of Americans carried out the operation with extraordinary courage and capability. No Americans were harmed. They took care to avoid civilian casualties. After a firefight, they killed Osama bin Laden and took custody of his body.
He ignited his vest, killing himself and the 3 children. His body was mutilated by the blast. The tunnel had caved in on it. In addition, the thug who tried so hard to intimidate others spent his last moments in utter fear, in total panic and dread.
The death of bin Laden marks the most significant achievement to date in our nation's effort to defeat al-Qaeda.
We were in the compound for approximately 2 hours. We took highly sensitive material and information.
Yet his death does not mark the end of our effort.
These savage monsters will not escape their fate.
There's no doubt that al-Qaeda will continue to pursue attacks against us. We must and we will remain vigilant at home and abroad. As we do, we must also reaffirm that the United States is not and never will be at war with Islam.
Baghdadi and the losers who worked for him, in some cases, they were very frightened puppies. In other cases, they were hardcore killers.
And on nights like this one, we can say to those families who have lost loved ones to al-Qaeda's terror, justice has been done.
Baghdadi was vicious and violent, and he died in a vicious and violent way as a coward, running and crying. This raid was impeccable and could only have taken place with the acknowledgement and help of certain other nations and people.
Tonight, we give thanks to the countless intelligence and counterterrorism professionals who've worked tirelessly to achieve this outcome.
I want to thank the soldiers and sailors, airmen and Marines involved in last night's operation.
Let us remember that we can do these things not just because of wealth or power, but because of who we are. One nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. May God bless you. And may God bless the United States of America.
He died like a dog. He died like a coward. The world is now a much safer place. God bless America. Thank you.
Yes. Yes. You got just hearing that coming off of Obama being all politically correct bullshit.
One nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. May God bless you. And may God bless the United States of America.
He died like a dog. He died like a coward. The world is now a much safer place. God bless America. Thank you.
What is this? I don't even know what this part is here, but fantastic. Trump is just absolutely awesome, man. So I love it. And that just puts it into perspective right there why Trump is the GOAT. And there's nobody even close. Absolutely amazing. So let's see here. All right. So this clip of Kamala saying that she would shoot someone is really picking up steam. A lot of people are calling her out for her hypocrisy, which, I mean, that's easy to do. She's a very hypocritical person, so that's not really, hard to believe. So, yeah, that's getting a lot of traction online right now. And Look at the news. We got reports say Diddy on self-deletion watch. Can you say no one is surprised? Look at there. Of course he is. Wow. That's insane, dude. It's so obvious. Let's see. Dude, Kamala's getting roasted. Like, Kamala's getting roasted. Like, this final speech she made is getting roasted. She's getting crushed for this.
We love our country. I love our country. I know we all do. That's why everybody's here right now. We love.
This is so bad. She's getting absolutely destroyed for this, man. So yeah, Diddy is, man, there's a lot going on right now. Woo! Between the cackling Kamala, you've got the Trump stuff going on. You've got Diddy stuff going on. Here it is right here. Here it is. Sean Diddy Combs placed on self-deletion watch, waiting for trial waiting exclusive. So there it is right there from People magazine. Oh boy. Things are about to get crazy. Man, oh man, oh man. Well, can't say I'm surprised. Can't say I'm surprised at all. By the way, look at this. Trump dominates the press while Kamala cowers. You got Trump dodging bullets while Harris dodges the press. 100%. Holy crap, man. Some wild stuff. All right. I am going to have to catch up on Super Chats here soon. I'm sure more news is going to break throughout the night. Let's see. Is that right there? Looks like another cover up. All right. So let's read some Super Chats, everybody. I got to catch up on all of these. So I appreciate you guys being patient while I get through all of this. So, yeah, I don't think she's done 13 interviews. It is like 3, isn't it? Yeah, 13 seems a little high. So I don't even think she's done that many if I'm doing my math correctly. By the way, Xanaxmus, are you still here? Because I noticed you had sent some Streamlabs during main event that we forgot to, or we had missed. So if you're here, I just wanted you to know that I was sorry about that, and we'll definitely get that corrected. Magnum Norris for 20 says Trump is victory. And then Zevin Cross, screw Palestine and Israel. America first, and that's it. Love Trump, but I'll be honest, I don't really care about this speech. I'll tolerate it for now, though. Thank you, Zevin Cross. A lot of people agreed with you in there in the chat when you sent that. So thank you, brother. I appreciate it. And we've got Samuel for 20 says Kamala, probably. We are a team. And what is a team? People with a goal. What is our goal? Well, to have a team. And in order to have a team, we need to unify. When we unify, we are one team, not 2 teams. I truly believe that. Holy shit, dude. That's very much what she would say. We are a team. And what is a team? People with a goal. And what is our goal? Well, to have a team. And in order to have a team, we need to unify. When we unify, we are one team, not 2 teams. I truly believe that. Holy crap. It's amazing. Sad but true. And again, Dylan, thank you for the proper 199. Absolutely insane. Really appreciate that. You guys are way too good to me. Way too good to me. I don't understand it, but I do appreciate it. Phobic76 is FYI. Mamala in Spanish means suck it. Willie Brown knows that. MAGA Megatron says, is it me or does she sound wine drunk? She always sounds drunk. Mo Delicious says, there's nothing organic about this. It's as organic as a 17-year-old McRib. There's my Xanaximus from earlier. I don't know if you're still here, Xanaximus, but the cringe is unbearable. A room full of nothing but narcissists made spherical to more easy and able to circle jerk. Bird Up says, I'm sorry, Jeremy, I can't do it. I can't listen to these two hollering hose bags rub each other's beans. I understand. Coalise says, you can hear the passion in her voice. Modalicious says, selfless. I think she's confusing herself with Gary Sinise. Kyle for a member message, dude, where can I see your reaction to the Trump Gutfeld interview? Hail the 199. Hail everyone in the best chat on YouTube. Beardo is gay. LOL. I did not react to it live. I had to make videos for Geeks and Gamers, so I just watched it. So I was really mad at myself for not doing a live reaction. So I'm kind of kicking myself, but I did have to record videos for Geeks and Gamers. So I'm trying to juggle everything, but I'm really mad that I didn't do a live reaction to that. Fantastic Mr. Knox says, if the border is secure, as Kamala says, then why are there millions of illegals coming across the very wall? Why? What a lying. See you next time. Veronid for 20 says, for the cause. Thank you, Veronid. I appreciate it. Chad Layton says, I'm missing something. Wasn't old Joe and the hoe in the office for the last 3.5 years? How is President Trump to blame for the border? Asking for a friend, allegedly. Yeah, man. You hope people see through it. I mean, there's enough people there. There's way too many people that are just programmed to buy into whatever they've been doing for all these years. But you're hoping enough people will wake up and see how insane all of this is. Jake the Movie Geek says, I love CobraCast, but I'm sorry I can't take this. Maybe upload a highlight reel of the goofs. I understand, brother. Troy News says, blame everything on the Orange Man bad. Vote for me so I can fix all the problems I create. I mean, Orange Man bad created. Gerald Armstrong says, this is very plastic. VJ the Vigilant says, is Oprah giving all of these shills a car? Eric Heffelfinger says, a Border Patrol commander testified Biden ordered them to hide terrorist number at the border today. It'll be a damn shame if we start recirculating all these Oprah clips with Donald Trump and her talking about how great he is. It'll be a damn shame if we do that. Infinity Flair says her boyfriend stays rent-free, though. Slain Hope says, if Kamala was honest, second child, wrong party. Call us when you want your second abortion. It's never too late to change your mind. Coalise says, I don't want your life story. Just answer the damn question. Exactly. Max says, did the husbands ask his wife's boyfriend if it was okay to get on a Zoom call with Kamala? Magnum Norris says, this Bent said extreme weather for price gouging. Oh, hell no. Yes, she did. Smorgan says, is that Travis Kelce? MC Martin, they can't keep their fake smiles. Bear in the Wood says, if every time home buyer has an extra $25K, what stops any seller from simply increasing the price of their home by an extra $25K? Say hello to the new housing bubble, baby. Exactly. Troy News says, an opportunity economy with price controls for bread lines plus a 25% unrealized gain so the rich can flee and crash the market. Samuel B says, so the people that have succeeded in America will now have to pay even more money so the people with art and gender studies degrees can buy a new house. Brilliant. She's a very stupid person. Gerald Armstrong says, you can register an LLC for $100. Shan Dog says, I have never seen a more paid for crowd in my life. She's dodging every question as per the norm. God would love Trump on the phone and a question. Oh, it'd be great. Slain Hope says, if Kamala was honest, we're giving $25,000 to the first-time homeowners. You just have to get in line behind an illegal immigrant we imported to get it. Exactly. Let's see. Oh my gosh. This drunk 3PO meme. I'm not saying this. You're not going to make me do it. Price gouging used in place of commie price control. You're not making me say it. Infinity Flare says opportunity economy sounds like prosperity gospel. Mr. Friendly says she's too much. Here, get a coffee or something. Thank you. I appreciate it. Zenaximus says, are we taking bets on Kamala's BAC levels for this event? Grand Potato says, this guy is Beardo's true form. John Papa Sergio says, do these people realize giving $25,000 to people to buy homes will cost them more due to Kamala's unrealized gain tax? Some of them don't, and that's the problem. Let's see. Al Malone says, are you ready for the 3 a.m. ballot dump, Jeremy? 8 o'clock says, Trump really is the Thanos to Kamala Scarlet Witch. Star Wars and Stripes, Smeagol, it burnses. Golden Nugget says, these leftists are so manipulative. It's about spotting their ticks and buzzwords and calling them out. Slain Hope says she only cares about illegal immigrants. She already has all of these people's vote because they'll vote blue no matter what they do. That is true. Every single person in that room, she convinced nobody with that tonight. She convinced nobody. All that was a big dog and pony show is all that was. A swig of water for the working man. Fantastic Mason Knox says, listening to Oprah's interviewing Kamala and so freaking bad. Kamala called me a bigot. Be assured to me that she will fix America. But assured to me she will fix America. And I'm pretty sure her and Biden ruined America. Fuck my life. I hear you on that. Lord Botha says, this is just a more intimate rally. That's all it was. That's actually a good point of how that was. It's just a more intimate rally is all it was, with higher production value because they have to build something around her to make her look more important and more competent than she is. And she still ends up looking incredibly stupid, even with all the work that they put in. Sir Paladin Thundercake says, who watches Oprah tunnels Winfrey? Slain Hope says, pure theater. Oprah is a manipulative, emotional smut. The dude says, Kamala is trying to use the outdated trick of victimhood to scrap up support. Trump is using unity and support for our allies. Quite the difference. Robert Broker says, Coop said, I will come to Florida and cancel my sub in front of you. I will do the same if you switch to Kamala. I didn't. I listened to the people. What's up, Danky? I see you in the chat. 8 o'clock says, if you need more motivation to go vote, listen to a 30-minute compilation of Kamala. Beastie Man says, people need to stop overreacting over Trump supporting Israel. He's still America first. The fuck is wrong with y'all? We need every support. We need what we got to save the country. I mean, I understand why people do get upset about it, because of the overemphasis on all of that. I get it. And you have a lot of like right-leaning politicians that have completely like sold out for that. So I understand why people have issues with it. I do. At the end of the day, Trump has to, like, it's just like anything else. It's like the libertarians when he goes to the National Convention and speaks there, when he goes and does the Bitcoin thing, when he does the thing for, like, he's shoring up people across the board. That's what he has to do. And it makes sense to me. Motorless says, Israel didn't do anything wrong. Those were just really late-term abortions. Let's see. Excel Art says, I asked Eric K to ban you from the chat. Joker's Disciple says, what's a better shade of yellow, this super chat or Trump's tie? I have to say Trump's tie. Magna Norris says, Camel Toe Harris wants all of us to know what Willie Brown. So listen, we don't need to be disrespectful of Kamala Harris and Willie Brown's relationship, okay? I respect the pimp hoe relationship, okay? I respect it, all right? Judge Joe Brown told me we got to respect it, right? Judge Joe Brown is awesome, dude. Judge Joe Brown is the man. Axel Jen says, what's the emergency? Troy News says, looks like Mike Johnson is dumping the SAVE Act on the new spending bill to avoid government shutdown. Democrats get to cheat this election. Ministry of Wrong Thing says, how did the would-be shooter and MSNBC, the most blatant anti-Trump propaganda network, know where Trump would be Sunday and already have cameras on him when it was off the records? One word, mole. Well, and the FBI is not wanting Florida to investigate anything going on either. Patrick Kennedy says, wake up, Harry. Get your overweight ass off the couch, Harry. It's time to vote for Trump, Harry. Maximus BT says, where are my Breets at? Savvy's Bean says, America first. Damn it. War Breer says, Breets and Habas are needed. Well, you got Haba. War Breer says, agree, Jeremy. A famous man once said, you either suck deek or you do not suck deek. Brock says, there's a lot of gray in this chat. Oh, boy. That was earlier. Brock dropped a 50 gifted membership. You mad lad. 50 gifted membership. You know, when Brock says that, you better get ready. When Brock or Alec Baldwin's finger or like Willie Will dropped a 50, Eric Heffelfinger is always dropping them. You guys are just like Aaron James always dropping like one or two here and there. You got everybody dropping gifties around here, man. It's crazy. And I appreciate all of you. You guys are the best chat on the internet, and it's not even close. Let's see. Find that one. Ministry of Wrong Things says everyone needs to think rationally and be pragmatic. Trump needs Jewish voters. Plus, he's actively taking away he's literally Hitler propaganda. I agree. Lord Botha says, if she did that in Cali, she'd have to arrest herself. Troy News says 158 Democrats voted against the deportation of migrants of sex offenders. And Dr. Lindsay Doe, with 1 million followers, thinks PDF files is a sexual orientation and wants us to have sympathy for them. What the fuck? Lord Botha says, I'd rather be forced to watch a 24-hour Benology Starfield stream than watch Kamala Oprah. Wow. That's brutal. You might want to think that one through, man. 24 hours of Benology. I'm just saying, think about it, okay? I hear what you're saying, though. Eric K says FBI does not want Florida to investigate. Florida might let the truth out. There's Rick with 5 gifted memberships. Thank you, Rick. Lord Botha, Bebop says, I'm a libertarian after I went on my libertarian rant. Alan Tenassi says, I was libertarian, but now I ride ducks to liberty on ducks and cats with MAGA, the IDOTS 199. I personally do not care if you're a libertarian. Just want to make that clear. I'm speaking more about just a general like libertarian party and the fact that they all just seem like they're a bunch of indecisive people. And they need you to know, they need you to know. Like somebody like Ripa, you guys, because every time I bring up a random libertarians, you guys are like, Ripa's libertarian. Yeah, you know how many times Ripa's ever like told me how I need to stop supporting Trump and how he's got a problem? Not once, because that's not how friends are, and that's not how normal people are. We've never talked about politics unless like it's something like I want his opinion on something. Like I don't care what somebody thinks. I care when somebody comes up to me and they have to actively tell me like, I just want you to know that I'm a libertarian, okay? I am a libertarian. I believe in okay, I don't fucking care. You know what I mean? Like libertarians are like vegans. They just can't shut the fuck up about the fact that they're libertarian, and I don't give a shit. Doesn't matter to me. Are you voting for Trump? Okay, then fuck off. All right, that's all I need to know. Grand Potato says, Jeremy, you're an American. Thank you. Bebop says, Galaxy S22 Ultra, LOL. Let's see. Android Army, Hades Beast, Android Army, baby, let's go. Woodaman says, libertarian vegan on his iPhone doing CrossFit. Beastie Man says, as an iPhone user, I agree. Love Dog says, proud Android user here and not a libertarian. Crazy Clown Town says, doesn't Trump have an iPhone? He does. Trump has an iPhone. We all have flaws, okay? Trump has an iPhone. We all have flaws. Ministry of Volunteer says, get him, Jeremy F. Apple, typed from an iPhone 15 plus. Fantastic Knox says, let's see. Lobert's got a Lobert. John Goat says, Trump needs the iPhone vote, Jeremy. Okay, that's good. That one's good. All right. I like that one. Savvy's Bean says, suck my bean, you fig. I have an iPhone. Warbrier says, never get offended by anything an Alabama man says. Never get offended by listen, if you're the type of person that's going to get offended by me talking shit, you're always going to be it's like I said about the Jeremy Johns thing. Like if it's a single like video person that's subscribing to the channel and they're going to unsubscribe over one thing, I'm going to disappoint you at some point in time. I'm going to make a rant about something. I believe in being honest about shit. And like I said earlier, I'm a lifelong Alabama fan. And I think Alabama fans are obnoxious as fuck. And I say that as a Bama fan, but if I wasn't an Alabama fan, I would look at Alabama fans and think they're the most obnoxious people on the planet. I'm not a Cowboys fan, but Cowboy fans are the most obnoxious people on the planet, okay? We them boys every fucking year. No, you're not. You're not them boys, okay? You're not. It's not happening. All right. We know you won some Super Bowls back with Emmitt Smith and Troy Aikman and Michael Irvin and Deion Sanders. We know. Guess what? You suck now and you've sucked for 20 years. End of discussion. Let's see. Pixel Shark says Snake Eyes would have an S23 tactical edition. Just saying. Let's see. Nico Lex Mage I.199 says you were the chosen one, sent from an iPhone. Rude Kali says this is making me dumber. Me or Kamala? I don't know. Servotech says this Kamala Oprah special is like watching a degenerate Lamaze breathing class. Is that how you say that? Margaret says, does she ever answer the question directly? I'm so sick of her pointless rhetoric. No, she does not. Eric K says Jeremy was born a Georgia Bulldog. You misspelled Georgia. Tim Murray says repeal the 19th. Nico Lex says, bet those Haitian votes count too, huh? April Harmony says, I can't stand libertarians, Jeremy. They make conservatives look bad. My Republican Party should have never let them in, and I'm Team Android. Let's go. Anthony says, literally dumbest person on the planet. Not gonna lie though, worried for Trump. She's up in Wisconsin, PA, Michigan, and betting markets, getting close in Arizona and NC. I mean, I'm definitely worried. Is that how you say it? I don't know how to say it. Lamaze? Is that how you say it? That's not how it was typed. So, but what is Lamaze? I don't know what the fuck that is. What is Lamaze? What is it? Can somebody tell me what it is? I've heard of it. I'm waiting for somebody in the chat to tell me. Right, the guy says Kamala is a master at saying a lot of words, but actually not saying anything of substance. Yes. Breathing. Oh, it's for pregnant women? Oh, yeah. Okay. Yeah. So it's for pregnant women and gay men. Okay. I got it. So, because, apparently men can get pregnant according to the left. So, let's see. Troy News says, I consider myself a constitutional American. Our representatives are fake and our democracy is stupid. People voting to chip away our constitutional rights for the sake of security. Trump's all I got. That's all any of us have. Rather guy says, what a pandering snooze fest, cringe as fuck. I try to be entertaining. I mean, I know I'm not that good at streaming. I try to be somewhat entertaining though. So I'm sorry, Raya the guy. Oh, you meant the Kamala thing. My bad. Okay. I was just, I mean, I understand if you say that about my show too. So Anthony says, never seen so much hand talking. Stroke the balls. Eric K says, never forget Meryl Streep's God is Harvey Weinstein. 100%. Ministry of Wrong Thing says, Kamala speaks like she's got to fill out a 1,000-word essay on a book she didn't read 20 minutes before class. That is true. The dude says, now I know why Willie Brown kept her mouth full. Damn. Pixel Shark says, I have this horrifying mental image of her giggling during a hostage rescue negotiation. I can't vote for that. Zach Attack says, love your cringe face. It's so awkward and weird. Like my face in general, or are you saying I have the cringe face I have? Both are applicable. So I know what you meant. Thank you, man. I appreciate it. 8 o'clock says, the more she talks, the stronger my vote for Trump gets. That is true. Piano Dean says, I've never seen that many women suck each other's big mic that much. Bryce Murphy says, that should be the new ending to CobraCast. Yasuke says, this ninja spittin'. Ministry of Wrong Things says, dude, we need more cat memes. The 2024 Pepe. Yeah, I heard that. Axel Jensen says, the fact that she might become president is terrifying. It is. There's Veronid with the 20. Thank you. Maximus BT says the Epstein special. James says, Jeremy, do a video of Kamala saying she loves our country next to Palpatine saying he loves democracy. Then this is how liberty dies. Jeremy's eyebrows. If Danky's in the chat, Danky will be listening. Let's see. Xbox is king, says Jeremy, give me your fucking money. No. And Nintendo is king, by the way. Do you really have Xbox as king? Like, really? Like, Xbox? Really? I mean, that is bad, okay? That is a bad take. Xbox is king? Woof. Jeremy's eyebrow says, Trump, he died like a dog. That's why I call him Al Bog Doggy. Many people call him AI Bog Mommy because he's nobody's daddy. Jesus, how am I supposed to get through that? Axel Jensen says, Kamala used to be a Joe Biden heartbeat away from presidency. In a month, she is a coin toss away. Her odds are improving. We should be afraid. I agree. Slain Hope says, it's not $25K after they make you pay taxes on it. Pixel Shark becomes a new member. Thank you, Eric K. Vote for Kamala and steak will be $70 a pound. Margaret says, she said her staff will have to deal with her saying she owns a gun. No, you alone deal with it. The Diddler says, can someone send me a shift? Among Us says, Beardo Fat. Alan Tanasi says, why are you gay? Why are you gay? Gold Standard says, Jeremy, you should do a poll on what would be the reason Trump loses in November. I guarantee the reason would be Roe v. Wade overturned. Wait. Jeremy, you should do a poll on what would be the reason Trump would lose in November. I guarantee number one reason would be, I think you meant number one reason would be Roe v. Wade overturned. If you want to be honest about it, the number one reason is because the Democrats will do whatever it takes to make sure that he doesn't return to office. And you know exactly what I mean by that. I mean, the Roe v. Wade thing is, that is a huge accomplishment for him that doesn't get enough recognition. It doesn't get enough recognition. And so while I know it's a very divisive issue, he actually does have the most politically convenient stance on it. His stance is the best stance that you can have in terms of politics in one of the most divisive topics in our country. Let's see. Gengar Green says, there is no AI program out there that could make Kamala Harris sound more fake. That is true. Johnny the Whiz Kid, thank you for the $1. Gengar Green says, fuck Gavin Newsom and his blatant attack on free speech. Glad to know that he's telling everyone that Kamala is dog shit candidate without actually saying it, and it needs to be protected. Bronsonite says, I don't even know what the hell you're saying there about Kamala doesn't know what a nanny is, her second mother. So she can pretend she's relatable with people who can't afford to have a nanny live with them. So that's, I got a few of these. Ryan Bensberg says that even though I can't afford a real super chat, I look forward to scanning in and then I open to this. Thanks, Fig. Hey, welcome for your membership. Thank you to the chat for that. Let's see. Radio Chimp says, is she slurring like she's drunk? She always does. Mad Master Porky says, I think Jeremy will qualify as a daughter girl. Andrew says, invest doesn't justify abortion. A baby never deserves to be destroyed. Life on Marshmallow says, interviewer, literally any question. Kamala, I was raised in a middle-class family. TJ Hartley with the member message, thank you. Munchie Ninja says, I'm going to pester you until you check out The Fall of Cybertron. You will love it more than Devastation. Keep pestering me. Roman says, I respect your position, Jeremy. Israel is an important ally. Trump 2024 to save America. Beto says, I'm a Republican and an iPhone user. Guess that makes me double K. It's all good, brother. Let's see. Chris Swain says, have you seen the video about the planned WHO summit this weekend and the potential usurping of U.S. sovereignty by globalist prior to the election? I have seen, I didn't see the video specifically, but I know what you're talking about. The Blind Lawyer explains, if votes matter, Joe should be on the ballot. Kamala is a fraud. Grant says, I can almost smell the crowd from my screen. FML. Dutchie says, if she wins, the biggest rug pull in presidential history. Madney says, she always comes off as functional drunk, slurring words, mumbling, repeating herself. Unfathomable that her supporters aren't aware of it. Eddie with the scan in, thank you. Master Baker says, I hope we can succeed in beating the swamp people, Trump 2024. Mary in Emerald Eyes says, your reason for this stream is like when someone gets something weird from a buffet and tastes awful, so you make everyone else at the table try it. Absolutely. Perfectly said. Perfectly said. All right. So this was a very unplanned stream, but it was a lot of fun, and I really appreciate all of you. So thank you so much for hanging out with me here tonight. I've got to make more videos for Geeks and Gamers. We'll be live tomorrow for CobraCast as normal. And this is going to be the norm, is me going randomly live, because we are now in the final 45, 46 days of this election. So there's going to be a lot of times where I'm just going to go live crazy. Now, again, as I've said, with YouTube notifications, they're going to be hit or miss. Following me on Rumble and Kick and Twitter is always going to be helpful, because I'm going to be live on those platforms as well. So even if you prefer to watch on YouTube, you still can rely on notifications from other platforms when YouTube fails. So just keep that in mind right there. But yes, there's going to be a lot of these crazy, like, last minute streams that we're going to go. And so David Greer says, Geeks and Gamers 2 a legit Geeks and Gamers channel? Yes, that is a legit Geeks and Gamers channel. It used to be Geeks and Gamers Clips. We rebranded it Geeks and Gamers 2. So that is an official Geeks and Gamers channel. So all right, guys. So got a couple more that came in. Let's see. Pixel Shark says, it's ironically awesome. A G.I. Joe themed channel mentions Springfield a lot. Hail. And yeah, and the new G.I. Joe game's coming out soon. Man, Wrath of Cobra. I can't wait, bro. I can't wait. But thank you, guys. I love you all. I appreciate you all. Have a great night. We got Geeks and Gamers Daily tomorrow. I'll have more videos for Geeks and Gamers as well. The road to 500,000. We are heading towards that. That's the goal by the end of the year. I don't know if I can pull it off, but I'm damn sure going to try. Follow me on Twitter. Follow me on Rumble. Follow me on Kick. And, of course, subscribe here on YouTube if you like what you see. Have a good night. I love you all. Trump 2024 to save America and to save the world. And we will talk to all of you later. Bye, everyone.